Okay, so very good morning to all of you. Today, our topic of discussion is HR metrics. So it is a part of the MBA third semester syllabus. The name of the paper is HR 301. So HR metrics and analytics. So in this section, we are going to discuss about different examples of HR matrices. Okay. So what are the different metrics that can be utilized in the organization in order to evaluate the HR department performance, as well as the impactful metrics that can be utilized in the business decision making. So how HR analytics actually or HR metrics can impact the decision making process in the organization, that we'll try to understand in this section. So let us start with, we'll be actually in this section we are going to discuss about 14 specific matrices. So there are 14, there are several metrics actually, but in this section we are going to discuss most important 14 metrics, and these 14 metrics has been divided into three parts. So what are those three parts? Number one category is the metrics related to recruitment. So we'll be discussing few metrics which are related to recruitment process of human resource management. Then we'll be discussing few matrices related to revenue generation, and then we'll be discussing some other matrices which fall into other category that will have a direct impact on the organizational success. So these are the total 14 metrics we are going to discuss. So let us start one by one. So number one, HR metrics related to recruitment, that we have already told. So first metric is time to hire, time in days. So what is time to hire? As the term indicates, time to hire means the exact number of days that is required to fulfill a vacancy. That is the day in which the vacancy has been declared, that is the day one, and the day in which a prospective employee or the selected employee actually signed the contract or accepted the offer letter. That is one criteria. Another criteria can be the day in which the vacancy has been declared, that is the day one, and the selected person when the day actually he will be started working. Then the day, I mean that would be the last day. So how many days actually required to fulfill a particular vacancy, that is called time to hire. So as naturally, logically, the more the time to hire, the less you are efficient. That means if you are taking more time to fulfill a vacancy, that means the HR's performance, I mean HR is not that much efficient. HR department work is not efficient, because that is going to increase our cost. How? With the loss of productivity due to the vacant position. Okay, say for example, in a particular territory there is a 2 salesperson, suddenly 1 salesperson have resigned. Okay, so 1 salesperson is actually working instead of 2 salesperson. Now if the HR department is taking, say for example, 30 days time to finalize a salesperson, another salesperson for that particular position, so that means what will happen in that particular territory? I mean coverage would be less because one employee is not available, so the company will be losing revenues. Okay, productivity will be, they will be losing a productivity as well. So that is the thing. So more the time to hire, that means that is not good for the organization. So the in metrics we need to ensure that we are actually reducing the time to hire. Okay, of course productively, in order to be in hurry we are hiring the wrong person, that should not happen. But definitely we need to be more efficient and effective so that the time to hire can be reduced. So what we are actually discussing, that is that it is an important metric for recruitment is the time to hire. This is the number of days between a position opening up and the candidate signing for the job contract. It's an excellent way to measure the efficiency of the recruitment process and provides insights into the difficulty of filling a certain position. Because there are certain kind of positions or the job profile for which it actually takes some time. In Kolkata market, I can give you an example. In Kolkata market, getting a good Java developer is a very, very challenging task. Okay, it does not mean that the people are not trained in Java, but the people who are having the very good knowledge and they are ready to join with a specific salary, it is a very challenging task for the HR managers in Kolkata, because this talent pool in the Java category is very rare in this particular locality. with that particular skill set. Definitely, it does not mean that people you will not be finding people with the Java certifications and the they are telling I know Java, but at the end of the day, if you are asking them, I mean, the companies, as per the company's criteria, the level of skill set that is required, they are not possessing. Okay, so but the vacancies are there, but the people are not. I mean, the companies are not able to get those, get that fulfilled on time, right? Within a short period of time, it takes time. So the time to hire for Java people, I mean, Java developer in Kolkata is very high. So there is another matrix is also there that I have already discussed. That is, there is also time to fill metric. That is this in this metric, it takes the same starting point. That is the day one when the vacancy has been declared, and the day the candidate starts working. So that is the basic difference. Number one is the time to hire, and next one is the time to fill. Right. So that's the idea. Next, we'll be discussing about another example related to recruitment. That is cost per hire. That is how much cost that is required to hire a particular person. So how we are going to identify the total cost of hiring divided by the number of new hires. Say, take an example. We have spent 10,000 rupees, okay, in a hiring event, just for example, and we have hired 10 people. So what is cost per hire? 1,000. Simple formula. The money we are spending in the recruitment process, I mean, the total cost for hiring, and the number of people we have hired. If we can divide that, we can easily get the cost per hire. So like the time to hire, the cost per hire matrix shows how much it costs the company to hire a new employee. This also serves an indicator of the efficiency of the recruitment process, right? So if you are spending, say for example, if you are giving an advertisement in Times of India, for giving an recruitment advertisement, it's a lucrative, I mean, attractive advertisement that will cost you nearly 4 to 5 lakhs rupees. Now, by giving in 4 to 5 lakh rupees, your vacancy is, say for example, you are going to hire 5 people. So that means only for the advertisement cost, only advertisement cost. If you are able to get till, say for example, you are giving the advertisement, you are having 5 vacancy, and from that particular source, that is the advertisement in the Times of India, you have been able to hire only 2 people. So that means your cost of hire in this case, not only cost of hire, and only the advertisement cost is 2.5 lakhs rupees. Then there is some other logistics cost and etc. There are a lot of other costs also involved. So that is called the cost of hire. Okay, that is called the cost of hire. So total cost of hiring divided by the number of new hires, if we can divide that, we'll be getting the cost of hire. So it is also a very, very important indicator about the efficiency level of efficiency of the recruitment process. Right. Next, we are going to the another one is early turnover. What is turnover? Turnover is the attrition. Early turnover means attrition level is at the early level. Like if you are hiring some people and they are leaving within 6 months, 7 months, or even before that, if they are leaving, so that we need to identify how many percentage of the recruit leaving within the first 1 year. I mean, the 1 year of joining, the people are leaving, so that is a loss to the company, right? That is a loss to the company. So usually it has been identified whenever we are hiring a particular employee, especially fresher, it takes around 6 to 12 months to become comfortable and to be productive. Minimum 6 months that is required. Minimum 6 months to 12 months actually required. So minimum 6 months is required. So if that particular employee, after getting the salary for 6 months and living in the month of 7th month, so that is a loss, because in the 6th month, I mean for the first 6 months, actually he was not productive. He got trained. He was trying to be productive. So when he actually become productive, he is leaving and joining the competitor. So that is a huge loss for us. So that means we need to identify what is our early turnover rate. If, say for example, at the beginning of the year, like say for example in the January 2020, we have had 10 management graduates or as a management trainee, and in the month of August or in the month of September, 7 people have resigned. So that means what is the percentage? 70%. 70% is the early turnover rate, and that is huge. That is huge. So that means that is a huge loss of productivity, and that is a loss of the company on a different aspect. So that's the thing. So our objective would be to minimize the early turnover rate. Okay. Next one is the time since last promotion. That is a very important factor. That what is the time lapse between the when you have given your last promotion for the internal employee. Okay, internal employee. Maybe say for example, suddenly you have seen some of your good employees, potential employees, performing employees resign. 3 employees, very good, excellent employees. They're very asset for the company. They have resigned. Now, if this matrix can tell you that why. Maybe these three people were due with the promotion in the month of January. But the HR department have somehow, or the overall management have somehow, they have delayed the promotion, and they have told that we'll be giving you a promotion in the month of March. In the month of March, they are telling that we'll be giving you the promotion in the month of June. In the month of June, they are talking about we'll be giving a promotion in the month of August. 1st August, you'll be getting the promotion. Now, in the 1st August also, they are not getting the promotion, and they have left. They have resigned because these people are potential employees and they are very much in demand in the market, so they don't have any problem in getting a job in outside. So what is the reason? Reason is that because of this delayed promotion, or the even not giving the promotion on time, so that is the reason they have left. So that is why important parameter in order to retain your the asset, I mean productive employees, okay, potential employees. So that's why, so time taken say last promotion. So this is rather straightforward metric which is useful in explaining why your high potential leaves, why your top performers is leaving and joining your competitor, just for you are not giving them promotion on time. So that means you wanted to save probably 5,000 rupees, 7,000 rupees per month in order to say, for example, 10,000 rupees per month in order to by not giving that promotion, and actually they are leaving and with the crores of rupees losses, right? So that you need to understand. Okay, so that is the concept, the time since the last promotion. So now we'll be coming to the next category that we are discussing. The next category is the revenue per employee. Okay, so number one is the revenue per employee. Related to revenue, so revenue per employee. So revenue, total number of revenue generated and the total number of employees. You have generated say 10,000 rupees revenue and there are 10 employees. So what is the revenue per employee? 1,000 rupees, right? 100 employees, that means 100 rupees. So that's the thing. So 10,000 is the total revenue. There are total 100 employees. So revenue per employee is 100 rupees. So here the objective is to increase the revenue per employee. Okay, revenue per employee. So this metric shows the efficiency of the organization as a whole. The revenue per employee metrics is an indicator of the quality of the hiring. So revenue per employee if is high, so definitely organization's productivity is also high, and the hiring, I mean hired candidate is also of good quality, because that is the reason they are, the revenue per employee is also high, right? Next one is the performance and potential, that is a 9-box grid model, right? So here, what are we going to do? That individual's performance, present performance, and the potential will be counting both. I mean, what is the present performance and what is the potential these employees are having for performing in future? That both we are going to consider. Then we are going to categorize the employees in 3 categories. Okay, category 3 division actually. What are those? Number 1 is underperformer. Number 2 is valued specialist, and number 3 is emerging potential. Okay, or top talent. So this matrix is a great differentiating between, for example, wanted and the unwanted turnover. Turnover means the attrition. Like say, for example, you have identified few people who are underperformer, and if these people are leaving, company do not have any problem because they were not at all productive. So if they are resigning, that's okay for the organization. But if those category, that is say for example this value specialist or the emerging potential of the top talent, if they are resigning, that's a headache for the company. They should take appropriate strategy so that these people should not leave. Okay, these people should not leave. So that is the indicator. So identifications of the employees based on their present performance and their potential performance, and based on that we'll be dividing all the employees into 3 categories. Number 1 is underperformer, number 2 is the value specialist, and number 3 is the emerging potential. So this matrix is a very, very important matrix for evaluating the performance of the employees and thereby taking appropriate HRD strategies. Next one is the billable hours per employee. That's very important. Billable hours. I mean, how much? Like probably you know that in the IT industry there is a concept called bench. Bench of employees. What is this bench employees? Bench employees means they are under the payroll of the company. They are getting salary, but they are not having a project. So they are not actually having any work. I mean, live work in the project. Okay. So that means company cannot bill the client for these employees. So that means they are not billable, right? So whenever you will be actually hitting the floor and actually working for the company, I mean working in a project, then the company would be earning because of you. That means your performance is billable, hours is billable. You are working for 8 hours, and the company, like say for example, you are working in TCS can raise a bill to their client that yes, this is my employee who has worked for 8 hours, so you will be taking money for that, you'll be getting money for that. So that means that is billable hours. So if you are in the billable category, that means how much billable hours per employee, how many hours per day you are actually billable. So it is mainly the applicable for the different jobs like the law, the different consultancy firms, that how much the hour you are an employee of a consultancy firm, legal consultancy firm. So how much hours are actually you are working for the client. Okay, so that the company can charge the client. So that billable hours is a very important factor. So the relating to this kind of performance to the employee engagement or other inputs metrics can make it interesting analysis. That is, right, how much actually earning. So what is the billable hours? Actually, how much productive you are. So that can be calculated. Okay. Related revenue, again, engagement rating. So engagement rating is a very soft outcome, but how much engaged these employees are. Okay, how much engaged these employees are, how you can understand. I mean, if they are feeling that they are feel at home, or they are very much engaged, they are very much motivated. So because engaged employees are motivated employees, and the motivated employees are the productive employees. So that is the reason we need to understand this thing, that is the engagement rating. So engaged workforce is a productive workforce, and the engagement might be the most important soft outcome, and the people who like their job and who are proud of their company are generally more engaged, even if the work environment is stressful and the pressure is high. So work environment is stressful and pressure is very high, till the people like the job and love their job and love the challenges. So that means these people are engaged, and if the people are engaged, that means they are productive. Okay. So engaged employees perform better and are more likely to perceive stress as an exciting challenge. So stress would be there, and they are actually perceiving that as a challenge. It is not a stress, it is a challenge. You will be succeed, you will be I'm accepting that, not as a burden. Additionally, the team engagement is an important metric for a team manager's success. If the team managers the manager's performance can be evaluated based on the engagement, how engaged your employees are. So that is another example of the engagement rating. Next one is others example, other category, that I have told that there will be a 3 categories. So the third category, the other category. Number 1 is the cost of HR per employee. Cost of HR per employee. So this matrix shows the cost efficiency of the HR expressed in money. Okay. So that's the call. So cost of HR per employee. That how much money you are spending on the HR department and how many number of employees are there. You can just divide that. Okay. So that's the idea. So that is called the cost of HR per employee. Next is ratio of the HR professionals to the employees. How many? Like 1:60. That means per 60 employee there is 1 HR. Right. So that's the thing. So you can check that the less the amount, like 1:60. Of course, I mean, say for example, your ratio is 80:1:80. That means you are efficient, more efficient, because 1 HR actually can handle 80 employees. 1:60. 1 employee can handle, 1 HR can handle 60 employees. So that's the idea. So higher the number, the more efficient you are. Ratio of the HRBP, I mean, same thing. HRBP would be taking care of the business part of the HR. I mean, he has to take care of the business related activities as well, HR business related activities. So that's the thing. So usually it is higher than the HR. So 1:80. That means 1 HRBP can handle 80 employees, right? Next one is very important. That is the turnover, the number of leavers and total number of population. How many number of people are leaving? So that turnover ratio is very important. Because you need to check that whether the productive employees and the asset potential employees are leaving. If they are underperform or leaving, it's okay for you. But if the potential employees are leaving, so that's a major concern. So you need to check. So attrition actually could be the key metric for measuring the manager's success. So preferably you would like to see the low performers leave and the high performers stay. So The metrics also provide the HR business partners with a great amount of information about the department and the function, the employees also, right? In which department there is a high level of total company-wise attrition rate is say 14%, but however, you need to check that in which department that is maximum. So you need to take care of that. What is the reason why the people are leaving from that particular department? Is it for the manager? Is it for the salary? Is it for the job profile? Is it for the work environment? That you need to check, right? So other this is the example. Next one is the effectiveness of HR software. That is very important. So for example, you are having a training and development software. So you need to check that how many people, how many active users, that means whether the employees are liking this software or not. How many active users are there? What is the per day usage? Okay. How many different kind of certification that has been completed? So through that, you can actually, analyze the efficiency of the HR software, whether people are liking that or not. If it is for the employees, right? So now if the employees are not utilizing that, that means they are not liking that. That means that is not engaging, that is not effective. So you may have to replace that particular software. So you need to check that. So that is also a very important thing. Next one very important is the absentism. Because the more the absentism is, that is a direct indicator of the turnover. Because if the employees are regularly being absent in a particular job, so that means they are not liking the job. Okay? They are not liking, they are not engaged. Okay, they are not engaged. So that is a problem. They are not motivated. So that is an indicator that they will be soon they will be leaving, because they are searching for other jobs definitely, right? So that's the thing. So absenteeism, turnover absenteeism is also a strong indicator of dissatisfaction and a predictor of turnover. This metric can give information to prevent this kind of leave, as long as absence can be very costly. Again, differences between the individual manager and the department are very interesting indicator. That is which department, in which department under which manager, actually the absenteeism rate is very high. So you have to take decision accordingly. So this absenteeism is very important criteria. So actually, why we are actually studying this metrics is because the metrics have a direct impact on the business decisions. So there is a lot of different example of the HR metrics. While some metrics are easier to implement than others, all of them provide an insights into the workforce of the HR, and combining these insights will provide vital for making substantiated decision with a proven impact. So this is very highly impactful. So if you are utilizing this kind of metrics, these 14 metrics are very selectively identified, and it is beneficial for each and every organizations. So even if your company is not utilizing HR analytics, just suggest that let us utilize this metrics in order to take a better decision for the organizations, because it does not cost anything actually, literally. Because being a HR department, you need to just collect those data, analyze those data, and identify these figures, and that will help the management and the strategy maker to take a better strategy for the organization, and that is going to be helpful, right? So this is, this HR metrics is one of the key component of the HR analytics. So if you want to do analytics, definitely you should have metrics, because from the metrics only, because metrics is giving you the answer, the data. Now, why this is happening, that is analytics. So until and unless you are having this kind of metrics and this data, the analytics, actually in the analytics job, you will not be able to identify why. You need to get a basis. So metrics will be giving you the base for the decision. Okay, absenteeism is high. These metrics will be talking about why this is high. Metrics is not going to tell. This analytics people now have to analyze why the absenteeism is high. Is it a phenomenon of overall organizational basis, or in some specific department, or under some specific managers? That we need to check. So that's why metrics plays a very, very important role. That's why the name of the paper is HR Metrics and Analytics. So first we need to collect the metrics, develop the metrics. So based on that, we need to go for the analysis. So if you have the metrics, it is easier for you to go for, take a decision. Okay, their turnover rate is very high, and that is the reason the productivity rate is very low. Our sales department turnover rate is very high, and that is the reason the sales figure is going down, because the attrition rate is very high. Customer cannot believe, because the customer is seeing different faces on every month, because same person is not going. So the customers are not trusting the brand, because there is a changing in the manpower on every month basis. So we need to check that what is happening. because you are losing customer because of this high turnover rate. So that you need to identify, right? That means the sales loss, I mean the business loss, marketing loss, actually related to your HR process. I mean, you are not able to motivate the employees. You are not able to identify or the hiring the right kind of people. And that is the reason these people are leaving. Maybe you are not able to provide an appropriate culture. That is the part, that is the reason these people are leaving. And that is the reason the sales figure is being down. It is not because of that your product quality is bad or you are charging high price, your pricing is not competitive, you are not having a good promotional policy. It is not the fact. It is because of the fact your HR in the sense the human resources, the manpower who is actually handling the things, they are leaving, their turnover rate is very high. Maybe that can be a reason. So the sales is being down is not the fault of the, I mean, the sales decision or the marketing decision or the advertisement decision, marketing research decision. It may be a fault from the HR perspective. So that you need to understand. So that is why it is very important, right? So let us call it a day with these examples. Definitely, if you have any questions related to it, you are free to ask in the forum that is being provided to you, and we'll be definitely getting back with some more topics and as per the syllabus of this chapter soon. So till then, thank you so much.